When a woman first enters menopause, it can catch her completely off guard. She may be experiencing all kinds of symptoms, but has just not connected it to the change going on in her body. And this can be overwhelming, even before she considers how it's going to impact her sex life. That's when she asks for some practical things like, what can I do to make sex better during menopause? In this video, I am going to give you 3 tips on how to make sex better when you're in menopause. And make sure you stay till the end because I have some best sex ever challenge for you. And I'm Mary Whitman Ortiz of Limitless Intimacy, bringing you the best tips and tools to create great intimacy in your marriage. On this channel, we share communication strategies, intimacy made simple steps, all from a Christian point of view. So if you're new here, please consider subscribing. Now back to our question. How can I make sex better even in menopause? Well, God's design for sexual intimacy in marriage is that it would be mutually respectful and satisfying for both spouses. And that is a lifelong pursuit with all the changes that you encounter. But with menopause, it's going to require your attention. This is one time that you can really lean into one another and draw from each other's love and strength and encouragement. So here's tip number 1 for you. Take stock of the symptoms that you're experiencing. Sometimes it's just this little thing and this little thing and this little thing, and then after a while you're like, whoa, there's a lot going on here. So take stock, not to make you afraid, but just to kind of put your finger on it so you can figure this out. And you can begin to read and get informed about, could this be menopause? And I do have just a brief list of symptoms for you here. This can be weight gain and mood swings and aches and pains and anxiety, just this intolerance of others. You get irritated easily. Of course, there's hot flashes and fatigue, insomnia, brain fog, lack of sex drive, discomfort during sex. All of those can be symptoms of menopause. So if you're experiencing several of those, it is definitely time for you to go and visit your doctor and get their suggestions. I mean, this might include taking some different supplements. There might be some type of hormone treatment that they're going to suggest also. Now, listen, if this is bringing you some value, and I hope it is, please give us a thumbs up. And in the comments, we always love to know about our viewers. Tell us what your favorite pet name is that your spouse uses for you. All right, the second and the third tips that I want to give you, they go hand in hand, and there really is kind of a pun with this because you'll understand. I'm talking about new types of lubrication for you to consider and new types of positions for you to consider. And you really don't do one without the other. I talk with a lot of couples and they have mixed beliefs about lubrication. So if you were against it before, this is the time that you have to be for it because it is absolutely going to increase not only the pleasure but just your ease with getting into these sexual encounters with your spouse and certainly with new positions you may be trying. And what's going on here is that the vaginal wall is less elastic and it's not as moist as it was. So you have to compensate for that. Now, so many options here. So don't feel like, oh, we can't do it like we used to do it and now we're stuck. No. Many options for this. But you have to be proactive, and I have to tell you, these symptoms cannot be overlooked. So if you're having pain during sex during menopause is unfortunately very common. Don't continue just to endure pain so you can check the box of, oh yeah, we had sex. No, you have to stop. You have to address the symptoms. God made you a whole person, spirit, soul, and body. So these physical symptoms need to be addressed just as much as emotional interaction and your spirit, man. Now, if you would like more help on how to pull together as this dream team, facing these things with your spouse in your marriage, and if talking about sex is awkward, hey, you're like most couples. That's what's going on. But I invite you to join the Intimacy Made Simple Facebook group. We have all kinds of tips. We talk about marriage issues. It's for couples, and we do it all from a Christian point of view. All right, this week's best ever sex challenge. During your everyday activities, like when you're bustling through the kitchen getting meals together, give spontaneous hugs. All right, you might already do that, but do it more. Now, don't make your spouse feel like you've cornered them in the room, but just find ways to interject playfulness, this light flirting touch, and that just awakens the youthful side of both of you. Well, thanks so much for joining me. And remember, God's design for sexual wholeness in marriage is fulfilling and thrilling intimacy.